That's encouraging. But Pope is doing a great job with the Wildcats. Now there's a chance he could bring Caleb Wilson to the Wildcats. The possibility of bringing Georgia's top prospect and 8th overall pick in the class of 2025 to Lexington not only generates excitement among fans, but reaffirms the program's strength in the nil era. While some doubted Kentucky's power after John Calipari's departure, Pope has been keen to prove otherwise. Commitments from talents like Malachi Moreno, Acaden Lewis, and Jasper Johnson already point to a solid foundation in the 2025 class. But the arrival of Caleb Wilson would be the real trophy. With impressive averages of 19.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, 2.3 steals, and 3.6 blocks per game, Wilson has all the makings of one of the most dominant players in college basketball. His ability on both ends of the floor makes him a key player for any team, and Kentucky appears willing to do whatever it takes to secure his signature. Rumors that Wilson may have already signed paperwork for Kentucky have created buzz, but have been promptly denied by his father and the player himself. A decision is reportedly set for January. Still, what bolsters Big Blue Nation's confidence is the program's financial commitment to the NIL. Sources confirm that Kentucky's offer is the highest made to Wilson to date, highlighting the Wildcats' aggressiveness and organization in this new era of recruiting. It's impossible to ignore the impact Mark Pope has had in such a short amount of time. He's not only keeping Kentucky competitive, but also raising expectations. The approach to Caleb Wilson is a reflection of that. Even with a late push from UNC, which is still in the mix, experts like Jamie Shaw put Kentucky's chances at 60%. Shaw himself suggests that the Wildcats have the advantage at the moment, but that any unexpected moves could change the scenario. Additionally, Wilson's potential arrival would be a great addition to a core that already includes Jasper Johnson, who plays for Overtime Elite, and whose presence in Lexington could be an added attraction for Wilson. This connection between young talent reflects not only Pope's vision, but his ability to build a roster that mixes established stars with players with potential for growth. For fans, the anticipation is justified. Mark Pope isn't just recruiting players. He's recruiting a future for Kentucky. With Wilson's decision looming, the Wildcats appear to be in an enviable position. And based on the numbers and Wilson's expected impact, it's safe to say that Pope is building a foundation that can return Kentucky to the top of college basketball on a consistent basis. January remains to be seen, but if the behind-the-scenes moves and the confidence of experts are any indication, it's that the Wildcats are very close to landing another big name. Mark Pope and his staff aren't just listening to the market, they're dictating its pace. And for Kentucky, that's a position of strength that promises to pay off for a long time to come. And is the guy coming or not? And football looks like the departing Cats. Hardly Gilmore's departure via the transfer portal is a significant blow to the Kentucky program. After a season in which the wide receiver showed flashes of the talent that made him such a coveted recruit, his decision to leave Lexington creates a void on offense that will be difficult to fill in the short term. Gilmore arrived at Kentucky as one of the biggest grabs in the 2024 class. As a four-star recruit, his selection by the Wildcats over offers from heavyweights like Alabama, Georgia, and Penn State was a huge coup for Mark Stoops and his staff. Despite battling an injury that delayed his debut, the young athlete quickly demonstrated why he was so highly valued, racking up 153 yards and a touchdown on just 6 receptions over 7 games. The timing of his departure makes the impact even more acute. Gilmore was projected to be the starter for next season, a player who could cement himself as a key part of the Wildcats' passing attack. His ability to generate big plays, evidenced by his high averages in receptions, brought an explosive dimension to the offense that will be difficult to replace. The loss on the final day of the transfer portal puts Kentucky in a challenging position, especially with a dearth of immediate options to fill that void. Now, the focus turns to how the program will respond to this setback. Mark Stoops has proven himself capable of restructuring a roster when faced with challenges. But losing a talent like Gilmore is a thankless task, especially when he still had so much to offer. On the other hand, Gilmore is almost certain to attract attention from elite programs. His proven ability and untapped potential will make him a high-profile target for teams looking to add offensive linemen. For the Wildcats, the loss of Gilmore is not only a coaching challenge, but also a reminder of the competitiveness of the transfer portal in the modern era of college football. Keeping talent within the program is just as important as recruiting it, and the departure of such a promising player underscores the need for a strategic approach to roster management. While this news is disappointing, Kentucky's tradition and commitment to developing its athletes continue to keep the program competitive. Gilmore's departure will be felt, but the adaptability that Mark Stoops brought to Lexington will continue to be one of the Wildcats' greatest strengths. In any case, there are new recruits coming in as well. Now, I want to hear your thoughts.